This is my ninth video in the Breathing Through It video series, and I'm going to be talking about breathing through inner conflict today. We all suffer from inner conflict, and this is usually, in fact, it really is always the conflict between your ego and your intuitive self. Your ego is your defense mechanism, your physical self in life, and your intuition is the greater part of who you are. Sometimes you have conflict between the choices of what the world expects of you and of what you intuitively know what to do. Now, in breathing through inner conflict, which is something that so many people suffer from, it's almost like a knot in a rope. And it's something that's very difficult to do because one has this inner conflict that feels like a knot inside of you. And you've got to untie that knot. That's why people become so self-destructive, because of this inner conflict. And a lot of people are struggling tremendously with inner conflict. And I see this every day. Now, in resolving inner conflict, one has to remember one needs an uncluttered mind, because the ego self really is the physical self, the instinctual self, rather than the intuitive self. That voice in your head that tells you, this is what's right, this is what's wrong, this is what you should do. Whilst your intuition, the greater part of your connection of who you are, understands the power of patience, understands the power of letting things go and letting things be. It doesn't try to control everything, while the ego is creating that conflict, that knot within you. This is very much starting off in the mind. One needs to cultivate a clear mind in one's life, and then one will suffer less from this inner conflict, which creates mayhem in the world today. So through our breathing, we can reach a mindful state where we can clear our minds. I would recommend that you breathe through your nose, as previously indicated. This is the healthiest way to breathe, and it's been proven over time and time again. So through some rhythmic breathing and through some focused breathing, I want you to use the focus of your breath to clear your mind, to still your mind. A still mind is the basis for a healthier and happier life. Find a way that this works for you best. Like I say, play with your breathing, experiment with your breathing, so we can start to clear our minds on a regular basis, so that we don't have all of these incessant thoughts that are conflicting with our true selves, which is pure freedom, really. Once we've done this, in our bodies we will feel this resistance, this inner conflict. It is such a common thing. We may be struggling with the decision we have to make. We may have a moral dilemma. We may be waiting for something or pushing against something that we're trying to manifest in our lives, but we've got this knot. We've got the wanting to control the situation, which is fighting against a much larger part of ourselves, which has already taken care of the details of what we require in our lives. So we'll want to breathe into our bodies again and untie that knot. When you do this breathing, I want you to imagine that you are soothing yourself. You are soothing that inner conflict. You are soothing that separation between where you are and where you want to be, what you want and what you don't have. Your desire to control everything and your desire to let go. When you untie this knot, when you breathe into it, you've given yourself the quieter mind. So that conflict is already resolved. The emotional conflict that you feel, that knot within you, that tightness, is your next step. Allow it to be. Allow your ego, allow your physical self to let go. All the answers you need lie within you, but you cannot reveal them to yourself unless you are able to calm yourself at least, cultivate a still mind, and by using your breathing, you can literally breathe through it. This is something that is a personal practice, just like your own personal belief system, your spirituality or religion is an inside job. It's a personal connection. I hope that this helps you to understand about inner conflict, and by using that natural connection of breathing, which is your very life force energy that sustains you through your life, can be used to help you in any situation in your life. And once you dissolve, untie that knot of inner conflict, this will be giving you a greater sense of openness, freedom, good health, and guidance in your life. I'm the Inspirer, the one and only dynamic connection therapist. You can inbox me for my details, find out how to do sessions with me online, anywhere around the world, and also in person. Always remember that you are naturally a connected being. We all are. And your only job is sometimes to get out of the way. And one of the best ways to do this is by breathing through it. And most importantly, always, always, always keep the love alive.